The galaxy is burning. Brother fights brother, and treason splits the Imperium of man. This is the Age of Darkness. Welcome to the Remembrancers retreat, coming to you from within the depths of the Vengeful Spirit.
Say hello and welcome to the Remembrancers retreat. This is a Warhammer 30K Horus Heresy podcast. My name is Jesse. I'm here today with Michael,
Brands,
Jared,
the slow podcast is here.
and Steven.
Am I the only one that's gonna treat the intro normal?
You're the straight man.
No, because fuck, I was looking. We haven't posted an episode since July. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. The past 2 months have been a thing. It's been a hell of a time.
It's a good thing we restructured our Patreon, huh?
Yeah, it's like I could foresee the future of what craziness and madness was going to happen. Anyways, welcome once again. We are back. It is the end of October. Sorry, guys. But there was Nova. I was on night shift.
Then there was a helping of COVID. Don't forget that.
Everyone got COVID. I'm getting off COVID
really
right now.
Intense dinner party. You've had COVID like twice.
I had it once.
Okay.
Carol got it the first time.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
There have been multiple rounds of COVID.
It was the rest of us the first time.
Fuck. We're all recording again from remote.
Yep. It could be worse.
But we're finally back, and we have a lot to talk about because it's been
yeah, we're back.
So many things.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So yeah, here we are. And we're slide next. Once again, thanks before we get started. Thank you to all our patrons for just sticking around. It's nice that you don't pay monthly anymore, right? We picked up, in fact, a few new patrons, starting with a Legion Praetor, Matthew Andriasio. Thank you so much for becoming a Legion Praetor. And 2 Legion Sergeants, John and No Name. Thank you so much for becoming a Legion person. Ah, man, I am off of this right now. And as always, our Legion Flexomancers, which we thank by name every episode for their stalwart support: Alex Self, Andrew N., Chap Lanisar, Chris Kymick, Chris Mack, Daniel, Edvin Ullman, Real Snice, Rena the Floof, and Variance Hammer. Thank you all so much for being Flexomancer supporters of the Remembrancers Retreat. All right. What the hell have we been up to?
The things.
Michael, you
what
go
have we
first.
not been up to?
Go first, Michael.
Not a ton, to be honest. Have been in a little bit of a funk. That being said, I have pulled together terrain for a 6mm table at home, so I can play some Titanicus and eventually Legions Imperialis at home. Maybe with a little bit of Middle Earth in there as well.
Exciting.
Other than that, planning for the future.
Yeah. Any major plans? Any roadmap ahead for you?
Once Legions comes out, I'm planning on solidly buying into that. Painting up either a bunch of Imperial Fists or a little bit of Imperial Fists and a bunch of Ultramarines.
Gotcha.
To enjoy those larger scale conflicts. And I've had many, many ideas for local events. And that I'm really looking forward to. Also been grabbing as many games of Titanicus as I can. I'm really enjoying that.
Yep, gotta get them in before LI muscles it out.
We'll see about that.
It won't.
Yeah, I'm feeling Titanicus is definitely its own game. People are still going to want to fight with their big stompy robots, fighting big stompy robots.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Titanicus is the best game the Games Workshop makes, and I don't foresee LI topping that anytime soon.
No.
I can't argue. Yeah.
And from what we've seen, you will not be able to field many Titans in LI.
Yeah. it's true.
Boo.
Not
Boo.
currently. But, in the same way, that's not a bad thing because that still allows Titanicus to be what it was
All
intended
Titans
to be.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Jared, what have you been up to?
Oh, well, to get ready for Nova, I painted so much terrain. So much. So very much terrain. For Titanicus and for 28 mil, I just, like, my garage is basically just streaking grime. Just oil washes just
Yep.
just around that area.
It's true.
Just irradiated.
His dog used to be a much lighter color.
Yes. She was yellow lab. No, chocolate lab. It's just she's dirty. No. I'm also furiously painting for the old world, and yeah. Oh, and I'm in denial about LI. I just when that enters my brain, I don't think about it.
Yeah.
It just slides right off.
Smooth.
And, yeah. And so I don't have to think about that.
Yeah, the mislaunch of August, like we were talking about
Yeah,
earlier.
it's probably going to be 18 months, is what I think. It's postponed indefinitely.
It's soon.
It's definitely not going to be in 6 weeks. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, but that's been rough. It's been like we were all gung ho, and now it's just a slow burn. It's like I'm trying to maintain that stuff, but
yeah,
it's been really hard.
The trickle feed of a new tank every other week as the Heresy Thursday has not been doing it for me.
Yeah.
The latest one was Spartans, I want to say. Or was it the drop pods?
It was the drop pods. It was more drop pods.
Yeah, it was round 2 of drop pods.
Drop pod 2, son of drop pod.
Like, I'm not in manufacturing, so I don't know all the ins and outs. But boy, this has been rough. But fingers crossed.
We're hoping
shit happens, but it's definitely why I'm in a funk because all my energy was going to go into LI after Nova, and here we are months later.
We're going to give that a couple months, but it's okay because you can get excited about Old World, like where my brain went. It's just because I'm trying to have like completely based and painted and all pretty, like 2,500 points of Empire, which I've probably got more than that right now, but that's neither here nor there. And
Empire.
Once that drops, I think Jason and I want to start like a little monthly thing, a little league, something get together, some stuff.
Yeah.
And,
very cool.
But also, I need to like take a break from hobbying because I'm pitching a book. There's a lot going on. There's so much.
No,
there's so much.
There's only but so much time a person has in life. So
until we figure out time travel anyway.
We're almost there, I think. At least that's what the dude on the corner street told me.
All right, let's see. Let's make a deal that if any of us invent time travel or come into contact with time travel, we will come back to 7:30, October 23rd, 2023.
I promise, but damn, I guess we missed out.
Okay.
Someone broke their promise.
Or
motherfuckers.
We all have terrible memory.
It's true. Or, well, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. Steven, you're painting something. What are you painting? Tell us what you're painting.
That's right. Currently, I am painting. I actually don't know what it is. It's a Battletech model.
I believe that's an Orion.
And it's not a Marauder, Atlas, or Crusader, so it must be an Orion.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is how other people look at Battlefleet Heresy.
Yeah. It's since the Demon release came and was incredibly disappointing, I am free. I am free from any desire to build or paint demons, and so I can put all of that hobby mojo, which frankly I was kind of dreading having to build and paint another 28mm army after Nova. I just don't think I have the energy for it anymore. I just want to play specialist games.
They're better anyway.
So on one hand, I'm disappointed that Demons was disappointing. Especially
Womp.
Yeah, because I like demons. On the other hand, now I don't have to build or paint demons. So
hooray!
It's working out great.
So
Really.
Steven, you will be part of the demon review in the future, I imagine.
Presumably.
Man has some thoughts, I think.
I got I got feelings. I got feelings. I'm trapped in a glass case of emotion.
Fair enough. All right, and let's see. What have I been up to? I have, after my own just painting, just marathon of terrain for Nova, which consisted of a huge amount of MDF, made some awesome tables in a very short period of time.
Walls. All the walls.
All the walls. It was great.
Oh.
Let's see. I rolled into night shift. However, I have pre-ordered my new Plastic Mark III, and I do plan on making some Assault Mark III.
Nice.
I've gotten my hands on some of the despoiler.
Assault or despoilers?
I guess Assault has the jump packs, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we got despoilers. I've been making some melee-based Mark III, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm here for it.
Deathwing Mark III, despoilers.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
They're gonna look good.
What are you gonna do? Run a Dark Angels army and then not have swords?
It's fair.
It's a whole vibe.
Yeah, and then like everyone else, I'm kind of in a slowly lowering waiting pattern for LI, and we'll see when it gets here how much I want to get into it.
I mean,
want to.
worst case scenario.
God, there's nothing like Micro Machine,
Okay.
It does hit a certain little part of your brain.
Here's the thing, Jesse. You play Dark Angels. It's real easy.
Yeah.
What you do is you take the sprue and you get some $5 black spray paint. You go,
yeah.
And then you glue them on a base, and you're done.
I mean, yeah. Then a little white dry brush oils and maybe a little smatter of red here and there. We're good to go.
I'll tell you now, that's already more than I'm planning on doing for my Ultramarines.
Blue, white.
You hear that, Jesse? Mike's out of the running for best painted.
Damn straight.
Seize the opportunity.
A year ago, I gave up on painting good and just decided to just get any sort of paint on there, and it has been freeing. It's how I painted a Maniple in a weekend.
You're doing better than most 40k players.
Exactly.
Not wrong.
Good enough is good enough.
Got him.
Once you're free,
get degrees.
I'll drink to that. Yeah. Once you free yourself of being able to like that perfectionist part, it was like the first time painting a Forge World model. It's like I don't think I ever want to try this out, but then you just do it. Like, okay, I'm here.
Yep.
We've made that plateau.
Look, I paint in the same community as Mike DeBolt and Scott. There's no way I'm winning best paint. It's not happening.
Right.
Fair.
We know how it's going to go.
Yeah. At this point, it's just formality. We go to Mike's house, we give him a trophy first, and then he comes to the event.
And then, like, in the car on the way up, he slaps some paint on a model, and it's more beautiful than anything else at the fucking event.
Oh, sorry, guys. I printed this in 15 minutes. My bad. I know it looks terrible.
While actively driving, I was holding the brush in my teeth.
Yeah.
God damn.
I did a tattoo, too, at the same time.
Yeah. I hope he listens.
I hope he does. Oh.
Fuck you, Mike.
And really gave it to him.
We love you, buddy.
Love you.
Do you want to do another tattoo on me?
That's the next slide I put on here. All right, Nova Open Convention recap. Good God. All right. End of October, the Nova Open 2023 made its debut scene at the Hilton in Washington, D.C., the place where Reagan
Everything
got
went
shot.
smoothly, and that's all we're going to say about that. Moving on.
Well, okay. So,
Nothing went bad.
who wants to go first? Go ahead. Who wants to Mike,
I'll go first.
There's a hand raised.
Yeah.
There were problems with the convention overall. However, Heresy, which I want to focus on because this is ostensibly a Heresy podcast, was great. Events were great. The people were great. We all had a lot of fun. It seemed like everything went relatively smoothly. And the couple bits that didn't go smoothly, the TOs were able to make work and smooth out. So I think it went well. For my particular part, I was running the narrative for the convention. And while there's some things I would definitely do differently next time, I feel like it went well, and the people who were interested enjoyed it, and the people who weren't did not feel bullied by it.
Constrained. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Twas not a burden.
Thank you. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on that note, Michael, who won the campaign again, and by how much?
It ended up being the Loyalists by a good amount. However, I'm actually pretty proud of this, because if you look at the amount by which they won the campaign, it is a much closer gap when compared to the amount by which they won each individual event.
They did win individual events, certainly.
Yeah. I think... what was the breakdown for the Nighttime Titanicus event, Jared? Do you remember
Let's
that?
not discuss it. Okay.
Okay.
I think it was at least 100 points.
Yeah, the Loyalists had what?
Great.
2 to 3 times as many points?
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
Well,
Yeah, Loyalists spanked traitors in Battlefleet by a magnitude of 10.
That was me, and I do not apologize.
There were multiple zeros at the end of the Loyalist victory points, and maybe like 1 0 at the end of the traitors.
You do not win Hero of Theta Garmin by refusing to crack some skulls, Stephen.
Uh-huh.
Baby seals at the Blunt Objects Convention.
But in terms of actual games and like enjoyment playing them, very good.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So for people who don't know, myself and Ben Marsh from down in Hampton Roads, we kind of lead off the events at Nova Open for the Horus Heresy. And for myself, while I think overall it was a positive experience, there was a lot of stuff that coming in with this brand new venue and with different events and ideas that we had, there's lots of stuff that I feel like we could have done better. And we've we generated like a feedback document for people to post their feedback. And there's a lot of things that while I was there, like myself and several others, we made a list of things that we looked at and saw we could do a whole lot better in the future. And so I'm hoping that folks that may not have had a less than stellar experience will take ease that, I recognize, I see things that we can do better, and I'm already setting up right now a full just rehash of everything we do, that we know exactly what, when, how, and where. And so nobody feels lost, and everyone understands, and everyone's on the same page. And I'm really excited for 2024.
Yeah, Jesse's been flooding our group chats with his mad scientist ideas, and y'all are gonna be pretty surprised, and you're gonna have fun.
Yeah, and these things are going to be affecting not necessarily fully blown like changing game stuff, but like the campaign itself. There's going to be things where you as an individual get to make choices with your army that might affect the overall campaign, and I think it's going to be exciting.
I agree.
Leave it in there. So overall, and especially now, Ben's been great with the Nova Open group themselves, and I think we've developed a rapport to where we can really, expand on Heresy, not necessarily the way we did where we had day and night events, because quite honestly, while it was fun, that took a toll on everybody, including the TOs, and that was rough. I'm thinking that instead we're going to probably go horizontally instead of vertically on the schedule next year, and I think bringing in some new blood would probably do well. And I'm excited, and I think we'll be able to do what we want to do next year with how we want to run the Heresy.
Yeah.
With a lot of lessons learned.
Yeah.
But it was great seeing everybody. Like a whole slew of people showed up. Folks who listened to the podcast. Alex and their partner, they came all the way from Australia again, like mad folks.
That was awesome.
That
was good.
It was
Crazy,
pretty great.
but it was good to hang.
Alex,
Yeah.
if you're listening to this, we're going to start a Conquest monthly thing, and we expect you to show up and be there.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Alex,
Get them frequent flyer miles, buddy.
there is
Alex says
passion
Conquest
for
is a good
Conquest.
game. It looks cool.
There is a
Looks cool.
love and a deep. There's meaning there. It's beautiful.
All right, who else has Nova feelings?
Oh,
Go, Jared.
So, I had a curveball thrown at me because, we get going and I picked up a bunch of stuff from Austin because we had, we were co-running the Titanicus events together. And, I picked up all of his terrain and shoved it in my car. And there was literally like no room. I couldn't move my head. It was so much. And Austin told me, like, listen, I know that we're running this event together, but there's a furry convention that's in town, and I'm going to attend that instead of going to Titanicus and running that with you. Those were the exact words out of his mouth. And
yes, I was there.
Yeah, so I was left running both. And no, he wasn't sick. Don't believe anything he says in regards to having a cold or being really under the weather or running a fever. So I had to run both events by myself. It was a Herculean effort. I was really impressed by
quite honestly, I'm pretty impressed, Jared, the fact that you like
it was terrifying.
It was
not only did Jared run them himself, he was the ringer for his own event.
Do not recommend, by the way.
Yeah.
If anyone's ever considering
I want to say we had close to 38, 40 tables of 30K go. At 16 tables of Titanicus that were, we made 18 tables.
I believe, it was between 16 and 18 is what we ended up with. We had a couple no-shows for each event, which was helpful.
Yeah.
But
Bo, Ben, myself, several other folks. Sorry, I can't remember names off the top of my head right now, but like so many people like made ZM tables. We had close to, I want to say at least 18 Zone Mortalis tables, 16 to 18 Zone Mortalis tables. They were 3x3s, but I think folks still had a very good time with them. I think they were playing 1,000 or 1,500 point. You had a choice between the two because of the with Cathonia coming out fairly recently. We had to, give an option. Originally, the White Dwarf had 3x3s at 1,000 points. Yeah, there was so many people showed up. So many people had a great time. The Big Blam was absolutely nuts.
Will did a great job with that.
Yeah, he did. That was fantastic.
Will did a great job. There was a little bit of a kerfluffle when we had to shift a third of our tables out of the way for the night band, which it kind of set a backdrop of the Big Blam, which was kind of funny. But
it was.
That was last minute. That was a big shuffle, and boy. Got my ADHD running full and anxiety just running full blast on that one. That was great.
Spicy Jesse.
Oh, Spicy Jesse, best Jesse.
There's one anecdote I did want to bring up was on opening salvo. Mm-hmm. It's such a difference from when like 2.0 versus 1.0 and like how the game works. I got paired my final game. I can't remember the guy's name for the life of me. He was from like Massachusetts, super nice guy, super fun to play with. He brought like the Myrmidon Secutors list with all the plasma fusils that like breach on a 4-up and are like 6 shots each. They're like BS6. And my thought when we were like setting down models was like, okay, at least I'll have this like game done in 45 minutes and I'll have time to prep for AT. Because I had brought like basic, like a tack squad was like, a couple tack squads with some dreadnoughts and like, a land raider. It wasn't anything super fancy or like really powerful. I brought like as basic as could be. And I ended up winning just from like really, really careful reactions. And it just, that game would have sucked in,
first edition.
In first edition, that would have just been, me removing models en masse. And it wasn't that. It was an absolute blast. That was probably the coolest game of 30K I have ever done. Just
Jared with his general hat on.
It was really, really cool. It was fantastic. It felt so much more, interactive. Also, I got some really good dice rolls, so don't think it was skill or anything. But no, we also, Zach and I did Bromance together. I played we did a hammer and anvil where his Justarin deep struck, and so he had like nothing on the board but attack squad, and I just had like hundreds of infantry with some artillery as my entire list, and just had to survive for like 2 turns.
Oh, were you playing your militia list?
Yes.
Nice.
And that worked amazingly well. I learned so much about militia just from those 3 events, because it was playing people who weren't just us, although I did play Stephen and Robbie.
No, yeah.
As is tradition.
Not just us, but yeah.
And, I tried to fill outer space with dead traitors in the void.
There you go.
They keep making more room for them, so I have to.
Well, you are nothing if not dedicated.
It's because Stephen won't play me in BFG, so I have to just...
That's because you want to play like a 3,000 point game, and the game stops being fun at 2,000.
I'm sorry, I don't speak
It's because
coward.
Steven's a coward.
No balls.
I
This
guess
is
after
ridiculous.
2,000 points, it turns into a game of bean counter management and spreadsheets.
It's
and...
really not that bad.
I played at 6,000, and it was a blast.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Michael, we've done 3,000, right?
Have you ever seen a battle barge squadron get destroyed on turn 1? It was magnificent.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah, Michael and Jared are the same breed of masochist.
Oh,
The
great
fact that
day.
they both play Imperial Fists is not
Big
lost on
brain
me.
energy is what it is. We can keep track of so many different ships all at once.
Yeah. That's because
Yeah.
we're masters of the void. I don't know what to tell you,
Yeah.
Stephen.
I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it so that I don't have to play a 3,000 point game.
Hey, do you guys remember like 3 or 4 years ago when everybody was talking about who has the best fleet? And I was like, no, Imperial Fists have the best fleet. And y'all were
Right?
like, no.
Exactly.
And then I had to pull up the passage from book 3 that says like the Imperial Fists have the best fleet. And then it happened like 2 years later, and we were having the same conversation. And y'all were like, no. And I had to pull it up again.
Yes.
Just, need to keep that.
I don't remember any of this, but I believe that it happened.
Get it
Yeah,
tattooed.
you better.
God damn it.
Get it tattooed on you, Jared.
No, I'm getting it tattooed on all of you. Inside of your eyelids.
Oh,
Girl
Lord.
fists,
Oh, God.
void war specialists before they were anything else.
That's right.
Steven, how'd your Nova go?
It was pretty great. Pretty fun. I definitely learned the limits of where gaming and sobriety meet.
Yeah.
Really?
Really? Are you sure? You sure about that?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Yeah. I found the upper limit. I found the upper limit of what's a good idea, right?
I was going to say, well, at least finding the upper limit's better than finding the lower limit, I think.
Yeah, I didn't knock over anybody's Titan, so.
Whew.
Hold on.
Ready
see.
for little miracles.
Wait. For
I
our
played-
listeners at home, Zach and I are playing doubles with Steven and Robbie, and Robbie has like hatred on one of his units, so he's just like rolling dice, and he re-rolls the misses, and then he just keeps re-rolling them, and keeps re-rolling them, and keeps re-rolling them. After like 30 seconds, we're like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, what? I have hatred. This man is like
No, see, okay, so
on
what
Saturn
had happened was.
somewhere.
What happened was...
So
Zooted.
what had happened was I normally I'll play drunk sometimes.
You're not drunk.
It's not really. I know I'm getting there. We're getting to the details.
It was 11:30 in the afternoon.
It was.
What? Right. Well,
I mean, 11:30 in the morning. Excuse me.
I will drink and play, and as I get older, I find that it's less pleasant.
Sure.
But I do partake of the devil's lettuce,
Mhm.
and I thought to myself, oh man, well there's no way. I said there's no way I can take an edible and still be like conscious for games, because I know what I'm like at home, and if you asked me to play a game of Warhammer at home while high, it would be impossible. So an anonymous
Actually, he went to a
donor-
hotel with hundreds of people and did it.
So
It's-
an
it's
anonymous
DC.
donor, while I was hanging out playing games, was like, "Hey, do you want some?" And I said,
Lord.
"How much are they?" And he told me the dosage, and I was like, "Okay."
This is-
Lord.
I-
Isn't
I
This
this
is
didn't
like,
literally what the
this.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles told us not to do when we were kids.
Right?
Jesus.
Like,
yeah,
This is
this
literally
like
in
rookie
the
shit?
program.
turtles.
You had a stranger.
Fucking turtles. I go to the beach with just bags of plastic straws, and I just empty them. into the ocean.
They're
Fuck
in the
turtles.
sewer. They don't give a fuck, Steven. Checkmate.
It's a conceptual thing. Anyway, so the guy told me how much they were, and I was like, okay, well, one is too much. I know that for a fact, so I'll just have half. Because one was my usual
With all the
dosage.
gas in it.
So I thought, you know what, whatever, I'll just do half. And it was fine.
Uh-huh.
It
Was it?
fine until the last game.
That's when the Geller field dropped.
Yeah, that's when I got through 2 games, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is manageable. I can do this. And then I got to the last game, and that's when the patience ran out, I guess. I don't know.
You know that meme that's like a triceratops standing next to a little kid, and it's like, that wasn't a microdose, Timmy.
Yeah.
That was you and Robbie.
Jesus Christ.
So the issue that Jared is describing is I was not re-rolling a million times just because I was high. The problem is that I run a huge despoiler block with a chaplain, and so they have buckets and buckets of dice, and I'm trying to hold as many dice as I can in one hand, so I usually roll them in batches.
Yeah.
So I roll half and half. So I do the first half, I re-roll hatred. Then I do the second dice, roll those for hatred. So that's like 4 dice rolls. Jared got to the 3rd dice roll and is like, why are you still rolling dice? And I was high enough to go, well, wait, hang on. Why am I rolling this many dice? Sobering up and thinking about it later, it was a perfectly valid number of dice. It was just too much. Although, I will say
He says
that
desperately.
I would rather lose a game than ever roll that many dice for Interceptor again. People who people who spam augury scanners so that they can Fury of the Legion every time someone gets within sneezing distance. Fuck you guys! Why do you hate fun?
Robbie and I were an entire turn ahead of you and
Yes.
Zach because we were just bored.
Robbie and Jared got through the rest of the turn, and I'm still intercepting Justarin, and I'm like, this is a terrible idea. Nobody should ever do this.
No.
So,
It is objectively bad.
It's just making the game unfun for everyone involved.
if you bring a bunch of augury scanners and you want to hold up everybody's good time while you roll a billion Fury of the Legion shots, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Put them on
Amen.
heavy las cannon squadrons like any other decent human being.
Yeah. Yeah, just buy
At least they're doing something
Christ.
there.
At least they are.
Oh, man.
Shit.
Augury. The 10-man heavy las cannon squad. I didn't know that people actually ran that until Nova. I was like, oh, wow, people waste points like this?
Wasted
Yeah.
points. Yeah.
It's nuts how just not good they are. Or
Nova
rather,
Open
the
2024,
things,
folks. We'll be
the
there.
things that people are willing to trade for one squad of las cannons. It's wild.
So I brought a 5-man squad because I needed to like fill out some points, and it was kind of like I just needed to have some like long range because I didn't really have any.
Sure.
And like every time I brought them, they lost 2 guys and ran. Every time. Opening salvo, I was so consistent about random stuff. My Praetor got in 3 challenges with the enemy warlord and was killed 3 times.
Whoops.
Just immediately.
Skill issue.
Yeah.
Skill issue.
You know whose Praetor has never died in a challenge?
Not mine.
Is it yours?
It's me. It's mine.
I
Okay,
won every
you
game.
Heard him. You heard him, Jesse.
Yeah.
But no, just challenges. No, not for me. Apparently,
Yeah.
I would like win the rest of the combat. And
Do you run the Storm Shield, Praetor? I know
No.
Michael does.
no, I don't.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah,
That's probably why. Yeah.
Sword and shield, man. Classic combination.
He had sword.
Yeah.
Just
He
sword.
had sword.
More sword.
He left board at home.
Yep.
sword.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently.
But otherwise, apart from the general snafu of trying to play while not sober, Nova was fun. I desperately need to retune Battlefleet Heresy because something went horribly wrong with the points.
Yeah.
And by that I mean Loyalists just won.
So
They just never...
objectively, this is something I think we realized like a lot was with specialist games. There is like a massive gap between people who play them like semi regularly and people who, hey, this is my first time.
Yeah, you very
Um,
rarely encounter
yeah.
casual fans. You'll either
Yeah,
go
with-
first time or this is the only thing I play. I have an altar for this on my wall. For some reason.
Yes.
Get out of my
There
house,
was
You
one
don't
guy.
at me like that, damn.
There were a couple guys at the night Titanicus event who got through a turn and a half in the first game, and other people who played the whole game, and it was just because they were newer at it, and it was like, hey, this is my first time playing Titanicus. How do I do this? And it was just
boy.
a skill curve. Or like Steven and I played a game, and we had like 45 minutes left over. Partly that was because we blew up.
Well,
half
that
the
was
board.
because you destroyed the entire table with one missile.
You would think that the TO would be, remembering the rules for the board, but I did not, and maybe
Oh, yeah.
stepped on a missile, and it was like a warp missile. It was like a BFG weapon on an AT table, and blew up. How many Titans was it, Steven?
Nice.
6.
You outright obliterated with the damage from the missile 4.
Okay,
And then those 4 exploded or fell down onto another 3.
that's right. Okay, yeah.
Magnificent.
So at the beginning of the game, Jared and I were like, okay, what's this missile do? He goes, he looks at the thing, he goes, okay, basically if one of us steps too close to it, we'll take a leadership check, and if we fail, we get hit by the missile. I thought, okay, fine. Like, what could possibly happen? What's the worst that could possibly happen, right?
The worst happened.
It'll take some
breaks
damage
his
to
leg.
leg. It's fine.
Right. So the turn, the phase ends, and I'm like, hey, Jared, how close do you have to be to the missile to activate it? He goes, I think 3 inches, and we measured it. He's within 3 inches. I'm like, oh, okay. You got to do the leadership thing. And he's like, okay, fine. We're not even thinking about it, really. We're just like, this is a piece of battlefield terrain, doing battlefield terrain things. And Jared rolls and passes. And I'm like, oh, it's actually -2 to your command because of the stratagem I'm using. So then he fails. And then the missile does D6 strength 12 hits to the legs.
Yep.
Fuck!
Just
Whoa. And where does it go?
It was,
to the legs.
or maybe it was 3. It was 2d6.
I think it was 2d6.
Yeah. It was way too. Yeah, it was 2d6 strength 12 hits. And so Titans were just going.
Oh.
It's the Titan equivalent of a bear trap. God damn.
Yeah.
4 fully healthy Titans just vaporized. We weren't even rolling damage. We were just saying, okay, how many hits? Oh, 8. Okay, he's dead.
Yeah. Strength 12, yeah, he just dead.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's no
Fuck.
anything. Just done.
Yeah.
Ignores
So
voids.
that game ended, I think, with one. I think that game ended with Jared's Warlord and a Reaver were still standing, and I think
had a
you
Titan
tabled me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think my last Reaver died, and that was it.
It's fun times. Fun times.
Yeah, it was a time, certainly.
Yep. Well, let's see. Overall, positive I enjoyed was the available restaurants at the hotel.
Damn, there were some good-ass restaurants nearby.
Like my wife Carol and I, we actually got to go out to a nice restaurant in the afternoon on a quiet moment and managed to enjoy ourselves like we were on vacation for once, which was kind of nice for at least one afternoon.
Yeah, before reality crowded back in.
Yeah.
What was the name of that? Was it Spirit and Spice? The name of that boutique spirits shop?
Yeah, where they take
Sounds right.
Oh my
liqueurs
god!
and add other stuff to the liqueurs and sell the liqueurs.
I spent so much money there. They took so much of my money.
Took or you gave?
It
It
was
was so
interesting.
good.
It was interesting, but
We got to try Vegemite for the first time, and never
I enjoyed
again.
it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
differing takes on that. Carol was a fan. I think
I enjoyed it.
Ben enjoyed it. I want to make fun of people.
Carol did not like it. Carol did not.
Oh, okay. I thought
No.
she was making fun of me for not liking it, but that's probably just Carol.
Yeah.
But let's see. Yeah, we're gonna see how. I'm excited. It was a learning experience this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to take what we learned from this year and make Nova Heresy better. And it's gonna be. We're gonna make actual decent schedules this time. I've taken a lot of benchmarking from different things, including like the Warhammer Warhammer World events and looking how they structure their things and taking a few ideas from there and some other options. So we're going to see what the future brings. Stay tuned. All right, we'll be right back after these short messages.
Do-do-do.
GoblinsHut.com is the distributor for the Dirty Down paint line and other hobby products in North America. Dirty Down liquid effects and aging sprays have been used by prop masters in TV and film for over 30 years to create incredible realistic-looking effects in a fast, reliable way. They can be spotted in some of your favorite media such as Star Wars, Game of Thrones, and Alien, just to name a few. That precision has now been brought to the miniature realm and is taking the hobby by storm. In the Dirty Down line, you'll find rust, moss, and verdigris effects unlike anything else on the market. With a vigorous shake and a mix of a bottle, a single wash creates the combined effects of multiple other paints and even provides a subtle texture. Dirty Down's entire line is also water soluble, so you can achieve a wide variety of effects, entirely reworking, removing, or layering to your heart's content to achieve the perfect weathered look. With this capability, the line is perfect for speed painting while also having the depth for use for competition pieces. If you'd like to buy Dirty Down at a shop near you, ask your friendly local game store to go to goblinshut.com for information on stocking it. You can also purchase it direct as well. Also, all listeners of the Remembrancers Retreat can get a 5% discount on your online order with the promo code RR30K. And patrons of the Remembrancers Retreat get 15% off their orders. Once again, that's goblinshut.com, home of the Dirty Down liquid effects.
And we're back.
Hooray!
Can I make one more comment about Nova?
Sure.
Kind of with the same theme of sponsorship,
Yeah.
though we're not being sponsored. Death Ray Design does great stuff, and
Yes.
they were very helpful in helping us get good-looking tables for Nova.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Death Ray Design, they helped us out as far as I'm managing myself. Ben, several others managed to get basically a convention discount to build up so many extra tables, building up so many walls for the big blam. Huge folks, and honestly, this is not because they helped us out, but they have some of the best MDF terrain I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It
It
fits
looks
together real well. It
super duper dope.
never have an issue with it. Especially their newer stuff is amazing.
If Rogaldorn were real, he would endorse them.
My God.
They make fine walls.
Yeah, their newer stuff. It's
Yeah.
You put together and you can see how well engineered everything is, and it fits great. You have this whole stack of MDF, and at first I was like, "Oh no, this is going to be a pain." It was a pleasure to build, to not quote some Orwellian book. Anyways, all right, back. Death Ray Designs, check them out. They're folks in North Carolina. They're cool. All right. What's new in 30K? What have we missed in the past 2 months? Oh, look, Plastic Mark III, but bigger.
Hooray! But bigger,
Sleeker.
thicker,
Bulkier.
chonky. Yeah, the number of people who are salty about Mark III is too
They're
high.
fantastic. I love Mark III. I love the old Mark III. I love the new Mark III.
They look great. I love that they're the same poses as the Mark 7 because you'll be able to mix the parts very easily. Oh,
I'll tell you what, the fact that the legs are in the exact same pose as Mark VI is about the only thing that I don't like. And that's because if I had to pick something I don't like, it'd be that. Like if you put a gun to my head and was like, "Tell me something you don't like about Mark III."
nah, I'm here for it. Makes them very easy to mix and match.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. Two things. There are two gripes. One, they do not have the chainsaw bayonets, which I was very, very surprised by. That's apparently still just a Mark VI exclusive.
Huh.
The second is the command sprue is the exact same as the Mark VI, which, okay, it makes sense if they're making the series very modular, where you can mix and match the different things.
Yeah,
it makes sense that you only have a single, but I kind of wish there was something a little extra there, personally.
and the reason why they don't have the chain bayonets is because that's where the extra plate goes for putting onto the heavy weapon arms.
Yeah, the Vambraces, which, by the way, it is such an elegant design choice of just, we were all wondering, like, are we just going to slap Mark 6 arms on these Mark III? Yes, but also here's some Mark III Vambraces to put on top of the Mark 6 to match up the plates. And it's like, that's pretty dope.
I mean, what I love the most about those Vambresses is that they can therefore go on any Space Marine arm.
Yeah. Or
Save
non-Space
Amber's
It's a
Marine
great
arm.
bit.
Yeah, including like older Space Marine arms from like the 40K kits.
Yeah.
So you can get you take like Vanguard vets, right? How they've all got Mark 6 arms, but you slap those Vambresses on it, and bam, suddenly Mark 3 combat arms.
Yeah.
Or if you really want to commit some heresy, a set of Primaris arms. You've now got extra armor to stick on them to adjust the aesthetics a little bit.
No, you can't include Primaris bits in the blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm done.
I've used some some Assault Intercessor arms for some of my Mark 6. They work out pretty well.
Yeah.
I can't see them going wrong with a Mark 3 and just throwing a Vambrace on. That should work out pretty well.
Throw them on some old Chaos Space Marine arms, and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not old ones. I imagine the scale might be a little weird.
Yeah, I've got a lot of the old style Mark III, and I'm curious to see how everything will stand up next to each other. I know Tale of Painters had like a side-by-side comparison, which was very helpful. Some folks are, complaining about the lack of, the old Mark III helmet, which I enjoyed an old Mark III helmet. I could take it or leave it. This new helmet, it doesn't bother me like the way it does bother certain individuals, but yeah, if you don't like the spike, just cut the spike off. It's not the last. It's
Yeah.
This isn't this isn't hard conversion, folks.
Wait, so you're telling me that if I don't like a part on a new kit, I don't have to use it?
That's the wildest thing. Like I still have in plastic the what's the Iron Fist name, dude? Not Iron Fists, Imperial Fists guy. Fafnir Ron.
Okay.
He's in this new Mark III plastic, which is kind of a fun. That was kind of a fun
Yeah.
Easter egg that nobody saw coming, I guess. And yeah, it looks like everything will be pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
I can see some people may not like the chunkiness of some of the knee pads and stuff, but makes me wonder what the next Mark armor they'll release. I'm curious if they'll re-release 4 before releasing anything else.
I think they'll do 4.
I think they will. I hope they don't.
Yeah, because the thing is, after
I don't like 4.
once Mark III came out and Mark 6, Mark 4 feels kind of boring. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Mark 4
wouldn't mind
Maybe
sucks.
too.
wrong.
Mark 4
What?
sucks.
Man, get out of here. Tired of this.
I will
I'm just
not.
saying.
This is Maximus erasure, and I will not stand for it.
The weird thing too is for whatever reason in the United States, this 20-man Mark III squadron is $5 cheaper than the Mark 6, and I don't understand why.
It's because they don't
It's
have
the chain
bayonets.
It's the chain bayonets.
Yeah, you have to
Maybe.
pay points. You have to pay points for chain bayonets. Vambraces are free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like if they're trying to
No idea.
make it more appealing to actually get people to get Mark III after the slew of Mark 6 that dropped, but I don't know.
I wonder if it has
Okay.
anything to do with the fact that the Astartes Battle Force is all Mark III.
The Battle Force is completely sold out.
Right. If you buy the Battle Force, then you have what, 20 or
30.
40?
You
30?
have 30 Mark IIIs.
30 Mark IIIs. So you want to round out more Mark III. Well, it's cheaper to get Mark III. They match your thing. You may as well. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's
I'm not
just
a
maybe it's just a weird maybe it's just a weird quirk of Brexit.
Maybe. Anyways, I'm
That's-
looking forward to
That's still a relevant joke.
I'm still looking forward to updating my Mark III. Cool. Stay tuned. We'll see how it goes. All
Looking
right.
forward to it.
Exemplary battles. Oh, Fulgrim showed up at Nova.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Fulgrim, that guy.
That's a beautiful looking model, and I'm glad I don't play Emperor's Children.
Ain't that the truth? 'Cause that'd be hard to
Yeah,
make it not
it's,
like that.
Hard to keep that
I
thing
look
from
forward
breaking.
to seeing how people transport that, to be honest.
I am not
Yeah.
looking forward to the Primarch Royal Rumble with that guy. I'm just putting that out there.
I can only hope that the wings are in a semblance of easy detachability. That's the only thing you can hope for.
Michael, they will transport
doubt it.
Fulgrim Ascended in the only way that is appropriate for Fulgrim Ascended.
Oh no.
Which is 4
Oh,
sweaty
no.
naked nerds carrying him on a little palanquin
Okay.
into the store.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, you
Not
thought
gonna
I was
lie,
gonna do butt
that's
stuff, didn't you?
not where I thought you were going. Yeah, I thought you were going to the butt stuff.
It's gonna be four perfumed concubines carrying him on a little litter.
Those wings would make detaching pretty difficult.
Yeah.
That's never stopped anyone before.
No, it
But,
has not.
Yeah. Once the book comes out, we'll be.
I don't see any
digging
other way to
into
do
the,
it.
Yeah. Once the book comes out, we'll be digging into the Emperor's Children and the Legionis Hereticus Emperor's Children and see what's up. There's a few reviews out there already, but I personally like to get my eyes on the stuff first before making any judgments here.
Yeah.
I definitely have thoughts, but I'm with you. I don't really want to be on the record until I actually see it.
I need to see the black and white, and instead of a summary from someone else who told me what it summarizes.
I love
Interesting
making
to
snap
see.
decisions based on articles that I read on the internet. That's my preferred way to wargame.
I'm very much looking forward to this book, though, because pretty much since they started coming out, I've wanted them to put the exemplary battles in a book for me, so I could just have all the fluff in paper.
Yeah, and
So,
a nice book.
Very excited.
Which it says, I think they said it's 112 pages, which I'm looking over. I guess that's like the size of a Titanicus book, roughly. I don't know. We'll
I
see.
don't know. My copy's in the mail. I'll find out
Same.
at some point.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
dang, did any of y'all pre-order not pre-order, print to order the Rogue Trader book?
Yes, I did.
I did. Are we going to play Rogue
Yeah.
Trader?
Sorry.
Probably.
Well, you know,
at least once.
Mike wants to play Realm of Chaos, so yeah, we're probably going to do it at least once.
There you go.
Mike plays 3rd edition Warhammer Fantasy
Look, you can just
Third
say Mike plays, full stop.
edition.
There's that.
Hey, Demons of Storm.
Yeah.
Steven teased this one. Well, we'll be digging into
I
that.
mean, I'm glad that demon players now have rules that they can use. I just wish they were cooler.
I wish I was
Yeah, a lot-
at all inspired by them.
Yeah, there's a lot that is missing, frankly, as far as customization that the original one gave out. But it is a Legacies document, so that lends us to believe that in the future it will, be updated with more current rules. But in the meantime, enjoy this free PDF,
Yeah.
and we'll dig through it here in the near future, and we'll see what we like, what we don't like, and what we feel could be improved upon it
The price is right.
in
at
another
least.
episode. That's right. Yeah.
That's
Hey,
true. You do
Space
get what
Wolf's
you
got new heads.
Yay! Wait, new heads? These
New
are
heads.
different heads?
Yeah.
You mean they had a different set of heads
Yeah.
at one point?
Yep. Now you have the
They got bullied. The internet bullied them so hard they made a whole new set of Mark 6 heads.
they should have kept at least one wolf head.
Look, it worked. It worked for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. So, yeah,
Yeah,
remember
we
what
gave
that
it-
abomination was going to look like?
It's fair. I wouldn't necessarily call the old wolf heads Sonic 1.0, but
Sure.
but
Sure.
I will say that
They were
Space
not
Wolf
great.
Praetor, that Space Wolf Praetor is pretty kick-ass.
Mhm.
That's honestly one of my favorite Space
Absolutely.
Wolf models.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
not
not
have
saying
to
like
much,
make
Space
but it's a
Wolves,
good
and that
model.
dude
It
looks
looks good.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
will
he
say
looks,
I'm not thrilled.
Mm.
I will say I'm not thrilled by the new heads. I wish they all had the same helmet design as that Praetor does, though.
Yeah, more of a
'Cause that's
well,
perfect for me.
well, the Praetor's in Mark III. The other ones are designed for Mark VI. So I'm also wondering, like, will they be releasing new heads for Mark III? Like I don't know.
Judging from what I saw either on, I think it was Warcom, I wouldn't expect there to be a Mark III upgrade set because the Salamanders guy had Mark VI heads on his Mark III bodies, which is fine, but I'd think that some of these were obviously designed to be compatible with Mark III. At
Unless they're
least.
still in production and they haven't gotten there yet. Bye, Jared.
Bye, Jared!
But yeah, like the Imperial Fist and Dark Angel's heads already had more of that Mark III feel to them.
They really should just re-release the old heads too.
Yeah.
I think that would solve a lot of issues because they were great.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah. Everyone except the word bearers.
I don't know. The Ultramarines ones were pretty rough in my opinion too. But
I like the idea of the Ultramarines ones.
I really liked the Ultramarines one. That mask that they had was cool.
Yeah.
The word bearer one was literally just Mark IV parts that you couldn't see the detail on.
Fair.
It's upsetting. Could have just free-handed that instead of paying $15 for 5 heads. But alas.
Well, let's see. We had Plastic Knights come out.
Yay! Big Knights. I would like to get them because I especially love castigators, or not castigators, Acherons. Warcrime Knight is best knight. Unfortunately, I just don't have space for more knights. I used to have a knight house, and it just took up space. I think really the problem is I hate matter. I hate things that have mass.
The ammo feed is really cool, though, the way they engineered that.
Oh. The way they, I wonder, so the ammo feed for the castigator is flexible. Is the Acheron tube?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same design, even though it's slightly different parts.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't have an Acheron. I do have a castigator, so I'm hard pressed to get a second, just because I don't play knights mostly in general. So it's really like I got.
I have a
castigator.
I have an Atropos. Yeah, my Atropos is the only surviving piece of my knight house, and much like everything else, he just takes up space.
Oh man, I remember that knight house. That was massive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 8 knights. It was so many knights because I snatched them all up at bargain bin prices, and I was like, "Well, what am I supposed to do? Not buy them?"
Yeah.
So
I'd like to get my hands on the transfer they have.
It's nice. The new Knight transfer is.
It'd be nice if they sold that separately. That would be really nice.
You mean you don't want to pay $175 for a transfer sheet?
I think it's $200 for these guys.
Oh well,
pretty sure the
even better.
The tall boys come a little more pricey in USD.
Man, I remember when Knights were $130.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Anyways, Sons of Horus upgrade kit in resin.
This is cool.
That thing looks sick.
Yeah.
And makes me real excited for the other legions getting their due of special weapons.
Love just having a variety of crazy weapons.
Yep. Oh no.
Yep.
They're Mark 6 arms. What are we gonna do?
Oh no. Yeah, I'm very excited for all of the parts that I will soon have access to.
Yeah. I just realized one of these guys actually does have a Mark III arm.
Yeah,
that's neat.
There's a couple of them in there. There's 2 Phobos bolters, a couple of Bane strikes. It's cool. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that wraps up anything that I came to mind when I was thinking of between the past 2 months of what we really missed in Heresy. Legions Imperialis. Go ahead.
We also got a Imperial Fist rework. Their Praetor has been redesigned.
Yeah. I'm assuming reformatted to be a more smaller user-friendly design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're supposing smaller size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I recently got my hands on the old Praetor, and he is gigantic.
Yeah. Jared has one.
Huge.
This is a hulking.
Big boy. He was so cool though, and the new one is less cool.
Is it literally just a decrease in scale?
No, they changed the pose as well.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know how it was built, so I wasn't sure if it was more adjustable or
no.
not.
It's the exact same design. They just changed the CAD file so that he's doing like the standard straight arm up and down, just standing there.
Gotcha.
He looks like he's getting ready for a medical exam, really. Just put your arms out. Okay, now turn around. All right, put your arms down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, Legions Imperialis, they've been slow trickling the releases out. And honestly, close your eyes, imagine 30K, imagine everything tinier. That's pretty much what you're getting. This I pulled out, though, however, because it drew my attention, and I thought this was very neat. It's one of the latest articles based on the Dreadnought drop pod, but also mentions that the kit builds Legion Palisade drop pods. This is from Warhammer Community. Rather than housing infantry or walkers, these contain powerful shield generators that project an energy force field, protecting accompanying drop pods and their contents from enemy fire. And I think that's kind of cool as hell. And I'd be really curious to see if we'd ever get something like that in 28 mil. I feel it'd be kind of hard to scale as far as... I feel like there'd be a lot of mechanics on the line for that to really work out well. I can see potentially having something like a void shield generator around like an 18-inch space, but that's a lot of stuff.
But the easiest thing to do is any unit within so many inches, 6, 8, however, shrouded. Done. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Shrouded works.
And I would like for it to come over to 28 millimeter. Although it would take the Interceptor arms race into yet another phase of dice rolling.
Yeah. Although then they'd be shooting on a drop pod. Although you can kind of see there's this little shield generator in the middle of one of those, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
it's cool.
Yeah. I thought that was neat.
There's one more thing about Legions Imperialis I wanted to mention that I saw that was cool.
Yeah.
Not directly impacting 28 millimeter, but may have some cool fluff, because in the White Dwarf issue that just came out as of recording, there's a battle report for Legions Imperialis that uses a number of... I saw it at Battlegrounds the other day. So, yeah.
Okay.
My copy is in the mail, but I have seen pictures. And that battle report uses a lot of models from what was intended to be, I guess, the first expansion for Legions Imperialis. And they give us confirmation of what that's going to be about. And it's going to be a Legion perspective of Beta Garmin, which would be cool. Because I don't think we've really gotten that so far. We've got Titan Death looking at
most of what we have is Titan fighting.
Titan only affair so far. Interesting.
Which is great, because that means we'll have a Titanicus book for Beta Garmin and an Ally book for Beta Garmin from Maximum Tiny Warfare.
Yep. Maximum Tiny Warfare, lots of fluff to draw on, and it's fluff that we haven't seen for 28 millimeter yet.
Cool.
I love tiny crimes.
And Jared already left. However, he would get real excited at this. Warhammer The Old World's coming early 2024. Bretonnians versus Tomb Kings. That's cool. I'm not an Old World person. I never played fantasy, so I don't really have a lot of skin.
Tempering my excitement.
The Tomb Kings looked cool. The Bretonnians looked cool because, I'm a Dark Angels player. I like knights. I like swords. Tomb Kings. I remember liking, Egyptian mummies when I was 6 years old.
Well, no, we all had one of several books when we were kids. We had the Egyptology book, the Dragons book, or the Fairy book. Anyway, whichever one of those books you had informs who you are as an adult.
It's true. It's true.
I'm tempering my excitement for Old World, because for one, I don't have the space for another big army. I ain't gonna do it. That's matter. It has mass. It's affected by gravity. I hate it. But once long ago in the halcyon days of 2011,
boy,
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get into Warhammer. That's my next era. Who should I play? Chaos Space Marines or Tomb Kings? Well, Chaos Space Marines had Dark Vengeance, and the rest is history. But there is a younger version of me that is chomping at the bit for Tomb Kings, and that guy doesn't hate matter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what rolls out of that. And
the armies are so big, and it's so much painting. If it was a skirmish game, I'd have money set aside for it. As it stands, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be for me.
Yay, rank and flag!
It don't have to be for everybody.
Yeah.
So, enjoy.
Well, it's important to note that while it is not for everybody, people who do or don't like it as it relates to you liking it or not liking it, are bad people. That's the takeaway. Is that you're either bad for liking it or bad for disliking it.
I'm going to run that logic through my head a little bit after this episode is finished recording, and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Just
hate things that are different. That's the takeaway.
Yeah. All right. We're 10 minutes past an hour. We should start wrapping things up. It's local event time. We got events coming up here
All right.
at Battlegrounds and Battlegrounds. Grabble Bounds. Same Gore, Midlothian, Virginia, United States of America. We got Adeptus Titanicus, the Trail of Valanus 3. Michael, you're running that, I think.
Yes, I am. I'm running that one. Should be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people are busy that weekend, but if you have Titans and want to come out and play, please do. It's going to be 1,500 points, and the goal is for it to be very easy for any new players or returning players who aren't super familiar with the rules. It's going to be laid back, and at least in theory, we'll have plenty of time to look up rules or whatever without fear of slowing things down too much.
Where can that event details be found? Is that on the Battlegrounds event page on Facebook?
Yes, though I've been linking it to the Richmond 30K as well.
Okay. Regardless, I'll be putting a link in the show notes of this episode. Follow. Also, we have the Holiday Mega Battle, The Return of Sinterklaas, which is a Richmond 30K Classic. It will be run by Will Lancaster at Battlegrounds on the 9th of December, 2023. More details, I'll be linking that as well. Legions Imperialis. We don't fucking know when we're playing that, but we will be playing it when it arrives.
So a little bit of background.
Assuming we're still alive.
The original plan was first to have a whole slow grow, couple different events, full red carpet treatment for it when it arrived earlier this fall. Obviously, that didn't happen. GW didn't quite make it clear how much that wasn't going to happen by. And so the local events have a little bit been on pause while we try and sort out what to do, our lives, our souls.
Because, we had it all squared away. Like right after Nova, Legions and Imperialis. Here we go.
Yeah.
And it's like, do we really want to we got
a bunch of people went into Nova with money set aside to buy Legions Imperialis, and then it didn't happen, and we didn't know what to spend our money on.
Yeah.
Some
but
of
the current theory is that
poker kit. I don't know.
The current theory is that Legions Imperialis is going to release like late November, early December. Warhammer community did say it would be this year, so hopefully sometime in there.
Okay.
Yeah. That was back when they first announced the delay. They said it would be
who knows
before the end of the year.
Soon.
But whenever it does come out, folks will have a little bit to paint their stuff, and then fingers crossed, January, like our first event of the new year, is going to be Legions Imperialis, and we can jump in then.
The sooner the better, because we definitely want to put Legions Imperialis as an option for the Nova Open as well.
Yeah.
We are keen on doing that. And Michael, in the meantime, I believe you have, in the early stages, another 30K event coming next year. Still early, I understand.
I know it's been a minute since we had any sort of 28mm event. And I know a lot of people still love that. So also, schedules allowing in January, maybe very early February, we're going to be having a weekend 30K event. And my goal going forwards is to have one of those every couple months, interspersed with the heavier events that we're doing. I don't have any plans to run another slow grow myself going forwards, but I do know other people have been talking about running them. It's just proved to be a little too much for me to get all the way up to Battlegrounds on a weeknight consistently.
It's
a bit of a trek for me.
Full-time lives.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So, But yeah, we're excited for the future, and
Um,
the future is bright.
we're also excited because also in that White Dwarf, they have a set of linked scenarios for running a campaign
Yes.
with Legions Imperialis, 30K, and Aeronautica. To which I say, you're forgetting a couple of games. And I'll leave it at that for now, but the wheels are turning, and at some point, we're going to get some grand strategy going on.
There we go. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this reunion episode of the Remembrancers Retreat. If you enjoy our program, and so, oh, shoot, these guys are back on. You probably followed us, but if you haven't, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm going to get Will on that again. And YouTube at RR30K Podcast. At RR30K Podcast is where you can find us there. You can also, once again, thanks to goblinshut.com, the North American home of the Dirty Down special effects washes and sprays. Patrons receive a 15% discount. Go over to patreon.com/RR30K podcast to become a supporter of our program and get a cool, sweet discount of some really cool paints. If you want to become a part of our Discord community, the server link is in the show notes. And as always, if you enjoy our program, be sure to leave a rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. It helps increase exposure and, puts us out in the air a little bit more. So we greatly appreciate it. Once again, my name is Jesse. Jared was here. He left. Jared says bye, I'm sure. There's Michael.
Have a good night, everybody.
And Steven.
Bye!
Have a good night. Keep those dice rolling. We're back, baby.